Welcome back to Mystics at the Grocery Store. We are extra happy to be here today because we had all types of technical issues trying to keep us from recording, but that is just how it is sometimes. But yes, we are back and we are going to have a little bit kind of like of a fun, different episode. We'll still walk through the weekly weather, but we're going to just have like a little bit of a casual topic today about some upcoming travels and reflections on travel and grocery stores in other countries and how we get to observe others going about their shopping and all those fun things. So, yeah, so just a little check-in. Adrienne, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, actually. So happy that the technical issues were not my fault this time, as it typically is. So I'm really happy about that. But other than that, doing really well, just being present. Also, um, allowing myself to transform into this new innovative evolution of Adrienne.
Beautiful. It sounds very wonderful. What about you, Melinda?
Just like, oh,
I love what
She's
you
like,
just
I want an
said.
evolution.
I want a evolution. I am also feeling very present as I have had my morning ritual take me to the outdoor hose shower in the cold, bracing chill that wakes me up and it delights my Norwegian blood. I feel my grandmother, great grandfather present. I don't know what. I think that's from them. I have that heritage, and I know, like to take cold showers after meditating. I don't know if they meditated, but I did. And it just, I feel I'm ready to talk about anything and just have good time with you guys.
I am not one that could do a cold shower easily. I'm like, showers are supposed to be warm and cozy.
comfortable. Yeah.
But the only time I'll do a cold shower is if I'm coming in from the heat and it's like I have very much overheated myself. Then sometimes, but it's not like a cold shower, it's like a cool, and then it very quickly goes back to warm. But I do know how it's like very healthy for you and all that, like Wim Hof stuff that he does of like, but he's like jumping into frozen lakes and things like that
Yeah.
too, which is
Yeah.
crazy. And like sitting in snow with like his little poncho on, and
Hmm.
yeah, he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
Quite the character.
I have followed many of his practices, and whew,
Hmm.
yeah, his YouTube sharings are quite inspirational, but also it can be a little bit much for some people. So I
Yeah.
totally get that. Yeah. How have you been, Rosalyn?
I've been pretty good. I feel stumped this morning because of all of our tech. I'm like, what happened? Um, I'm good though. I'm good. Um, yeah, I'm just, plugging along and happy to be here. Always my favorite to talk to you guys. So I'm very excited. But I also really like this topic because I was looking back through some old trip pictures, thinking of some of like the grocery stores I've been to. And there are some very fun, like random places that I've gone, and just how like different cultures even call the grocery store or like how they act in the grocery store and things like that. So very fun. But we will start, of course, with our weather. So I will pass the mic to Miss Adrienne.
Oh boy. All right. So this whole month has really been about transformation. This is a transformational month. and what's coming through as far as the transformation, what's going to aid you through the transformation, because we have all of these transits happening in pairs. So again, you can look at it as polarities, or you can look at it as something ushering through a portal. And the top question is always, what's stinging you, and why is it stinging you, and how is it stinging you? What are you learning from the sting? Are you being tender with it? So we've got the new moon coming in on the 21st, and today that we're recording actually on October 1st, which is and any first of the month is a magical time. You just start the cycle all over again. And I choose to blow cinnamon in on the first. Sometimes I blow it in on the first, sometimes it's the second or the third, but it's always with that beginning intention of setting the stage for abundance and creation and wealth and presence and love. So, sorry, new moon, I didn't mean to take anything away from you. But on the 21st, the new moon is coming in, and it's coming in Libra in the 12th house. It's creating a beautiful air trine when we have a trine, we have 3 different signs all creating a trine with each other, and they're all in the sign of air. One's cardinal, one's mutable, and one's fixed. So you have all of that beautiful creation of air. You've got the creation of it, the beginning of it, and then you have the mutable portion of it where you're molding it and alchemizing it so that when it's time to be fixed, it can be fixed. And then they could be interchanged as well. You can start with a fixed notion and then mutable it and then cardinal it to something different. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful energy right now. And it's creating some wonderful conversations about new beginnings with harmony, with fairness to yourself. This is a time to sting. This is a time of transformation. And are you doing it in harmony? Are you just kicking and screaming? Are you just seeing it as like, I don't want to, this is not going to happen, I refuse? And cosmics are like, I don't think so. But it's also about it kept coming to me that this is like being sandwiched in between the thinning of the veils, which will happen, the 31st, and where you currently are right now and the transformation that you're having. So you got the transformation as one part of the sandwich. You've got where you currently are, and then you've got the thinning of the veils, and they're all leading you on this path that has lots of different pivots. It's okay, because we're going to be in harmony with these pivots, and we're going to realize that these pivots are structured to bring us to our truth. Okay. Conversations with Pluto, conversations with Uranus and Saturn are happening throughout this entire month. And the fact that, that's jumping ahead. But anyway, they're happening throughout this entire month. And Saturn is asking you rethink, review, disciplines, responsibility, boundaries, negotiate nicely with these boundaries. Figure out the smoothness of it. It's in a quincunx with this new moon. So they're speaking the same language. They want the same thing, but they're not speaking the same language. Sorry, they want the same thing. They're not speaking the same language. And they're just on different areas, but still wanting the same thing. So Saturn, I want discipline. I want you to have some boundaries around. It's going to ask you to be a little bit uncomfortable with these boundaries, because now you're bringing everything to the light. You're owning it. And these types of conversations, these types of energies can be delicate, can be tender. And it's just asking you to be more in harmony with it, more in balance with it. Like, own it and be grateful for it in a way that it's going to help you receive more.
I find it so interesting, the part that you were talking about, how it's like a new beginning, because I think in this time of year, we wouldn't really think of anything as like a new beginning. So I think that's really interesting that even in this season where everything's kind of starting to fall away and slow down as we move into like winter and all of that, it's interesting to think like, but even in these moments, we still have time for transformation in ways that maybe we didn't expect. So I thought that was really interesting. And yeah, it kind of keeps your mind open, I think, to what possibilities could happen, what you could be brought into awareness of. Super interesting. Melinda, did anything stand out to you?
It's just like, I'm just in it. Tell me more.
That's how I was feeling. Yeah, I mean, every time when you talk about pairs of things, I'm always like, oh, we can play in the pairs, because if you just have one pure essence, like it's not as fun as like playing with two things, you know, throwing two balls in the air to juggle. And then yeah, what's you said what's stinging you and what are you learning from it? That's what it's all about. And you know, hopefully the stings get less intense on some level, like you can kind of not suffer as much as we keep evolving through through our life's journey. And you know, it's just made me think of some
Hear that.
dear friends who recently went through a sting, you know, experience, and you know, were really shook by something, and just it's so disheartening sometimes. But then, you know, the pivot is not to blame others, but to go, well, how did I participate in that? And what might I do differently next time? You know, maybe I need to put some more clarity and communication in place, or some kind of boundary little tinkering needs to happen. So, you know, it's like, yeah, we're not powerless within it all. It's uncomfortable to like look at our role in the stings, but we all do have a role to play, and we all contribute to our circumstances of energetics in our lives. So it's just that's the kind of reflection I'll get into as you talk. It just I kind of go into the Tao, the way, you know, the flow of life. Like that's that's just so interesting. So yeah, just like, are you refusing or resisting the learnings? And good for you. Resist and refuse as long as you want. Do it. It's okay. Like that's part of the fun. You want to suffer a little bit more because you gotta, you know, whatever, get it out, you know, do it. I don't know. I know. One thing we've learned in the alchemy circle is everybody is unique, and everybody has to go through their crap the way that they got to go through it. And there's like incredible, you know, we're all so different, but the cosmos has, I don't know, it has potential healing ideas for us.
Yes. Healing stings.
Healing stings.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the big thing in that is the choice, you know, like just to leave it at the word the choice. You have the choice, either hold on to it or don't hold on to it. But the cosmos are actually showing you, you know, like, because now the next coupling part of this is Neptune going into Pisces. It's retrograding back into Pisces in the sixth house. So it's talking about the wisdoms that you have, the wisdoms that you've built. And they're going to let you look at this and reflect on this pain that you're allowing to stay with you. And is it beneficial? Like, is it really what you want to feel? And what does it really mean to let it go? Can you let it go with honor? Thank you for this lesson. Thank you for this sting. Thank you for letting me know what this sting feels like. Been through worse stings, absolutely. This one might be a little bit more awakening, but it's the sting to awaken you to the next part of your evolution. It's for the good of your evolution. And the fact that you're in Pisces, Neptune's in Pisces, and that sixth house, it's your day-to-day operations. You know, what are you doing day to day that's going to help you in this spiritual realm right before you incarnate and go back into Aries in a forward motion? It's going to continue to go backwards into Pisces for a little bit. get comfortable with this position. It's looking at the fact that there's more stuff that needs to be healed in order for you to be awakened. So that could be that holding on to something, holding on, holding on, holding on. But Neptune is asking you, is it an illusion? Is it a falsehood? Is it your truth? It's asking you some deep, intense questions. Interesting, right before we go into Scorpio season, which is about deep conversations, strategizing conversations, investigative kind of conversations. And again, you got Saturn right there. You've got Uranus right there. These discomforts are here to cause the change that's going to make you better, the change that's going to make you more, I don't like the word better, in a deeper relationship with your true self. Okay. Cancel the word better. Deeper relationship with yourself. And Neptune dissolves. It's like, that's my job. I'm here to dissolve stuff. I'm going to dissolve what isn't real. I'm going to help you reconnect with your old dreams. What kind of things did you want? Did society move you to another spot? Did life change you to another spot? Are you just on that wheel every day? It's just a wheel? Or what do you want? Is it your truth? And this conversation between Uranus and Pluto and Neptune is going to continue to happen. And they just all moved into new signs. So again, it's like your professors are now going to a CE about the next level because they've dropped this level in your lab now. Now they're at a CE, continuing education, to figure out, okay, guys, how are we going to present this next level? Because they're taking it this way, or they're not taking it this way. We might need to help them a little bit. And here's another bomb. So that's kind of like how I'm viewing these professor planets. They're now in a continuing education seminar or conference, looking at the next stage because they've dropped what they've got. They've dropped their learning. They've dropped their teaching. It's up to us how we're going to learn it. We're going to teach it, how we're going to absorb it, own it, honor it, think it. And this is about your identity. This whole thing is about the transformation of your identity. And then on the 22nd, sun goes into Scorpio. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time. And it's going in an angular house. And what I forgot to mention is that a lot of these things are happening on angular houses, like Pluto going into during the new moon. Pluto is actually at the IC. So it's solidifying this new transformation. No matter how big or how small, it's just a transformation. Part of your transformation could be acknowledging, something doesn't make you feel comfortable. You don't got to figure it out. Just acknowledge something doesn't make you feel comfortable. And you've got that at that IC, holding that down. This is now your new norm. You know this doesn't make you feel comfortable. You can't go back to not knowing it doesn't make you feel comfortable. You're here. Okay. And then, I'm sorry, the sun goes into Scorpio in that IC house again. So this solid self-identity, your self-identity is transformed now. You have choice to acknowledge it. You have choice to just stay where you are, causing a little bit more discomfort if you try to stay where you are. The universe will drop stuff on you if you choose not to listen. No qualms. Just, it's okay. But if you can look at it for what it really is in its simplest terms, it's how to get into a relationship with yourself that is more intense, is more purposeful, is more really about your true self. Like you're looking at, what do I really want? What do I really want to do every day? And having the courage, dream about it, write about it, maybe even do it. So these discomforts that we're feeling, they're for the change. They're in the same elements, per se. They're in the same modes, but they're in the different elements. So we've got water and air. You've got Scorpio, and then you've got that beautiful air trine. Maybe Scorpio is rinsing things away, and the air trine is that's drying it for you. Okay. And then you've got that beautiful sun coming in and just drying it some more. I kept going on, and it's probably because of this is what I was going through. I started a new workout routine. And while these stings when you start a new workout routine. You're so tender in specific parts of your body, but you still know movement is possible. Movement is necessary. Movement through that tender sting, those tender muscles, is necessary to get to the other side. It's about exploration. It's about a deeper understanding of. And um, the I just want to end with the shame. Actually, I'm not going to end with this, but shame time is over. It's about celebrating your beauty of yourself, how unique it is, how beautiful it is. Don't try not to hide. Just be who you are. There's just so much that's around you. The gifts and the beauties that you bring, the blessings that you bring, acknowledge them. Write them down. Talk to yourself about them. Really, really align with your truths. And if you're at a spot where the truths are actually feeling more painful, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody, maybe get some Reiki, maybe get some mentoring. And the mentoring is not so much telling you what to do, it's guiding you along. You know, I consider myself an energetic doula. I guide them along through this experience. I meet them where they are. If they're screaming and hollering and screaming, and I'm like, okay, but just breathe. Just breathe. And I want to leave you with one thing that one of my mentors says. She says that the third house thoughts create sixth house habits that would create ninth house beliefs. I wrote it down and I'm like, wow, you really think about it. You know, what you think creates what your habits are, create your beliefs about yourself. Dropping them out.
There was so much you were saying. I wish I was taking notes. I love that. And I feel like there's so much just in those three houses that like you could look at in your own personal chart that could really uncover a lot of like how you process and make your beliefs within yourself. Yeah, I love that you brought up the new workout routine, but it's true. It's like anything, even outside of like, the physical body. You're like, this hurts. I don't want to keep doing it. But then you like get through the days and you're not sore to walk up the stairs or anything anymore. And you're like, oh, wait, like I feel good. I think that definitely can apply to so many different things that we go through that are uncomfortable. And I think as long as you're willing to do the work, then on the other side, you're going to have something so much more positive than what you're like currently stuck in. And there was something else that you said that I wanted to say, but I forgot. So Melinda, jump in, girl, and maybe I'll remember.
Okay, yeah, come back whenever you want. I also, of course, resonated with the soreness of that. And congratulations on doing the workout routine because it is, I really truly believe our bodies are eager for challenge and our bodies are made for physical activity. I mean, and we just are up in our heads all the time and in most of the time in our culture and in our daily lives, even in terms of just worries and things like that. So like dropping into the body and meeting the metal or the pull-up bar or the lat pull-down machines or whatever, it's just like absolutely one of the best medicines that you can do if it's possible for you. It's just so great. So I love that reflection. But a lot of it is also like your direction of mind doing that hard thing, like some people might give up with the first, with the soreness and be like, oh, like, yeah, this is horrible. I'm not supposed to feel this way. But no, once you realize, with a good coach who can say, that's normal and it's great and it's going to get better. And guess what? After all that, you're going to be even stronger. And this is what's now difficult will become your warm up and it'll be like nothing. And it's just, it just, you get such a great sense of like gratification and like, you feel proud of yourself and it's wonderful. And I love that because I get to see people go through that process in my work. And I just, it's the best thing ever. It's just the best thing. Um, so, and I also enjoyed, Adrienne, what you were saying about just this something about just recognition and acknowledging if something doesn't make you feel comfortable, like as a primary step of anything, of just noticing and use of awareness, and just also just like holding space for your own self and with love, if possible, not with like just like taking anything else out of it except just like acknowledging, like recognize your symptoms. What is going on with you right now? How are you feeling in your body right now? Have you taken a nice deep breath lately? Are you clenching somewhere? Like just, bringing it even to that level. But beyond that, like how are you feeling? Like, are you feeling sad? Are you feeling excited about anything? Are you just like, what's feelings are happening and percolating? And like, what are the thoughts you're thinking lately? And just doing your little self inventory, but not necessarily with the kind of intensity that's like clamping around everything or needing to do something about it. Give it space. It's trying to, Why are you laughing, Adrienne? It's your turn now. No. Look at her. She just had a Scorpio thought. Oh, she's having a sex thought. Oh, yes, you are. What are you thinking? I get it. Okay, everyone, to our delightful audience, when Adrienne has her reactions on her face, it is so fun. And I just want to know what is going on in her mind. Back to you.
My brain went immediately to orifices clenching.
I knew you would. I see, everybody.
Always back to 7th grade.
7th grade. I happen to know that everybody enjoys our 7th grade aspect. So
if you can't laugh about it, something's wrong.
Exactly. And a lot of these things are happening in that creative kind of playful house of the 5th. But the thing of it is like,
She's lost it. She's lost it again.
I am like I didn't even like, that's a thing. Like I will get 7th grade with everybody, but like sometimes I literally am like, I'm like being serious, and then Adrienne goes 7th grade for me. I wasn't even thinking that, but like I'm happy to go down that rabbit hole.
I mean, okay, let's go down it, and it can be, this is so interesting. It can be any orifice, okay, like any orifice. So if you, I can do this. Hold on.
Deep breaths.
Shame time is over. Go down.
I was going to come back to that. I remembered.
Well, initially what came to me was, like you've got to release something out of an orifice and you're holding it and it's not very comfortable. It's very painful until you let it out. Okay. And the same thing with childbirth, whether it's having a bowel movement, childbirth.
Yes. Past and future.
That was the card I just pulled, and like orifice.
Right.
Is going to be coming and this is not comfortable.
Yeah, I suppose it's not comfortable, but when you have that dural, it sure does feel a lot better. But that whole thing, you've got to, they tell you, breathe into it. You've got to relax. You've got to let it happen. And then you have this beautifulness on the other side of it. And then my brain went to sex. I'm like, well, that's going in. So maybe, my guides are dropping in, the bowel movement of constipation. I'm like, why are you bringing this to my awareness right now? Like, this has nothing to do with this. Okay, well, okay, I could see, the pain. Once you let the bowel out, there's discomfort while it's coming.
Listen, I think it's kind of pleasurable sometimes. I'm just going to throw this out there. It does not need to be uncomfortable in that bad way. You can just enjoy the process. Like the best, another day, another podcast topic. But I love the
childbirth was cleaner when I started thinking about it.
Okay, we'll stay with that. We'll stay with that.
Yeah.
Rosalyn, back to you on shame.
Well, and I was just thinking too, I was like, because she was saying it could be any orifice. And I was thinking, what about like the mouth? But then I guess if you're like, if you want to scream and you're holding it in. That's what I thought
Sure,
of.
sure.
And I guess
Absolutely.
your eyes, if you want to cry, but you're trying not to cry, your eyes burn until
Hmm.
you start to let it out. So tying it back in,
So
your
thank you
ears,
for
I don't
clicking.
know. I
Please.
don't have the ability to move my ears or wiggle my ears, so I don't know what that one could be. But
Okay, so as a swimmer, you get water in your ear. If you don't let it out, it hurts. It can
that's
turn into,
true.
swimmer's ear, so it hurts.
Ouch.
So, you'll see us kind of like jump in, and
Yeah.
some people go through all kinds of ridiculous things. All you really have to do is hang your head down and the water drips out. But some people will jump up and down like this, and we're like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
but
They
yeah,
look
so
like little
ears,
fish.
absolutely.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. But yes, that was one of the things that you said that piqued my brain was the time for shame is over. I think that's like super, super powerful. And it kind of makes me think about how in the summertime, all these things got illuminated, and it was probably some things that we were like, oh, that's great, and some things that we were maybe less so and
Mhm.
disappointed in or uncomfortable with or unhappy with. And now it feels like the time to, like you were saying, like all the professor planets are coming in to kind of teach the lessons. And it's like, well, how are we processing the uncomfortable parts that make us feel those, you know, more negative emotions like shame? And how do we move through it? Um, but then I also like that you were talking about how it's all about re-identification. It's like it's your choice. Like it's your choice. What type of person do you want to be? Do you want to hold on to that and have it be this like, I don't know, crutch that you're just always gonna be upset about? Or do you want to transform it and let it move in a way that helps you feel 100 times better about yourself and that situation? Um, I thought it was really interesting too. I did a card pull yesterday that felt very appropriate to this, and I wish I had my cards, but I don't. Um, but I pulled for what does my body need? What does my mind need? What does my heart need? And when I pulled for body, I pulled Ouroboros from the Energetic Alchemist deck. And that kind of felt like what we were talking about because it's all about cycles and it's about, like, I don't know. I kind of think of like what you were saying, Adrienne, I'm working out to get sore and now I'm sore, but then it's going to heal and I'm going to feel better and I'm going to be stronger and then I'm going to do it all over again because I want to progress. Um, and then the what does my mind need was the exploration card. And so that kind of felt like it really related to this as well because it was like, oh, I can think in new ways and, my attention be brought to new things and be open-minded and transform and all that. And then what does my heart need was the moon card. And that felt very cyclical too, but in a terms of like patience and, in this time of gathering darkness and all of that, like things will take time to process. And I feel like that kind of all related to what you were sharing in the cosmos. So that was just like really cool. So I feel like I got double the lesson today. But yeah, um, those were my thoughts. And
That's
anything else?
beautiful.
I thought that was beautiful. I did a card pull for this weather report as well, and I got the feather card. And
Mm,
for me, what I interpreted was this was when you come into a deeper alignment with yourself, and the deeper can just be a little bit. It doesn't have to be so deep. But when you come into a deeper alignment with yourself, as you come into a deeper alignment with yourself, y- you're in that number 11. It's about alignment. It's about, just holding on to what your truth is. And it might have been something that you remembered before you had all this society, all the noise in your ears. And it's about growth. And then the growth card came up. And I was just like,
mm.
this is so perfect. Um, I love this growth card. His face, you could see the
Oh no. We don't need more technical
we're
issues.
well, that's okay because we can really see now. We
Yeah,
can
we
take a
can.
look and pause.
Oh no, was I
She's
not
Okay,
back.
you're
supposed to do
back.
that?
You're back.
Yay! It just
Oh
gave us a
no.
longer time to look
No,
at the
that was
card.
good.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then I won't bring the other two up. 'Cause
No, do
the other
it.
one
Do
the two
it.
that fell out of the deck were sensation and prosperity, and sensation came through
Ooh.
first.
Darn.
Prosperity was like the last card to come through. And it's 32, so it's about change. And this growth that you've gone through is going to, on the other side is prosperity. That's the other
Mhm.
side. Difficult, feels a little tender to get through it, to work with it, not through it. Maybe don't look at it, just got to get through it. Maybe look, I'm working with this and we're going on to the next thing. Definitely makes you stronger. Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah, we have to feel all the feels, and it will lead us to deeper understanding for sure. Melinda, any other thoughts on this before we move on?
I think no, I think we can move on. I mean, I was kind of like, could we just one more? What is an angular house, Adrienne?
Mm.
Like, I know you have some kind of brilliant analogy for this that will come to you.
So your angular houses are your first, fourth, seventh, and 10th. And if you're looking at your birth chart, it's kind of hard to, this is first, and then down here is 4, and then over here, and then on top. And the angular houses are, number one, they're key areas of development. And they're also the beginning houses because they're the cardinal houses. They're the initiating houses. So if you could, I'm keeping it as simple as possible. Um, they're the beginnings of every season of your life. I can put it to you that way. You can look at it that way. And like I said, yeah, they're key areas of development. And it's not like you're missing out on something if you don't know what's in your birth chart, but it's helpful to know so that when these things do hit you, that you kind of figure out why they're hitting you in a specific way. So um I would say, just to keep it in simplest terms, angular houses are the beginnings of these key areas of your life. So
No, that's helpful. And like seventh house, we're like that's where we're in right now as of recording, right? We're in the seventh house area in terms of like sign, right? Libra is seventh house. Or is that not right? Doesn't
okay,
Libra,
so Libra is
yeah,
the natural ruler,
natural ruler.
naturally over the seventh house, which is about
Okay.
partnerships and relationships and things of that nature. And
Okay.
Libra is a cardinal sign.
Cardinal air. Yeah,
Yep.
and I mean, while I have you here, cardinal air, can you and then partnership. I've always just intrigued with how to translate cardinal air in terms of that the Libra partnership aspect. Does it what comes how would you talk about that?
I my focus would be on Libra first, and that it's about harmony and balance. It's about fairness. And then it kind of falls back into, are you being fair to yourself? Are you being fair to others? Are you in harmony? What does it mean to be in harmony? What does it mean to be at peace? And those partnerships, whether it's a partnership outside of, whether it's a partnership within, are you at peace within? Are you at peace in this relationship? Are you in peace at war? Not war, work. Or interesting, interesting. No, are you at peace at work? All the different partnerships that you have, your physical body, your mental body, and with it being in air, it kind of gives you that opportunity to really just let it all those little bubbles expand. Partnership with self, partnership at work, partnership with children, partnership with finances, partnership. I mean, just all the different types of finance partnerships that can happen, and then also look at how you connect to others and how you connect with yourself. So when it's cardinal energy, it kind of like let's initiate a conversation again. I know we talked about it before, but let's just initiate another conversation with more grace, more harmony, and going in a balanced direction of us being in harmony. I don't
That's
know if that
great.
helps or not.
No, that does. Thank you. I
That's
just love
so
activating
interesting.
up that kind of, just pick your brain around that because I love how you describe it. Yeah, definitely.
And
I
then
love
that
that.
whole Venusian, like again, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about how she's just walking into a room and
Hmm.
flowers are just budding underneath her veil, underneath her long, and she's not doing anything. It's just happening. She's happy.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's fun too, and maybe we can keep this in mind whenever we switch signs to kind of talk about what a little brief, I don't know, hit list of like what we're moving into according to like just the basics of, but yeah, so super interesting to talk about Libra in that way. Well, that was wonderful. And I want to go look at my birth chart and look at my angular houses and all the things after we get off. Yeah, super, super
And
interesting.
there's different, you can get them free on Astro Digest, I believe, astrological.com. Just you can go get a free one. If you wanted to click into my website, you can get one there as well. Um, but just to see like when people are talking, like doing a general reading about what's going on in the cosmos, how it attaches, how it layers onto your chart is how it's going to affect you personally. So if you have Libra and it's in the first house and Libra is in something and is transitioning in Libra, it's going to be on your first house.
Hmm.
I hope that makes sense. I'm
I
getting
think
too
so.
into.
I think it does. Yeah. And if you have questions, reach out to Adrienne and she can clarify.
She can do beautiful readings for you.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, speaking of, we wanted to talk about a fun topic today because our Miss Adrienne is about to go and embark on this wonderful journey and have a really fun trip. And so, to relieve I was going to say, I really thought this episode was going to be shorter, but I don't even know how long we've been recording it because we're using something different, but I feel like we've probably already gotten to our normal length. Um, but yeah, so we just wanted to have like a light and fun conversation. And Adrienne, if you wanted to share anything about your upcoming trip, that is just super cool. And then we'll just jump into our little travel topic and all that fun stuff. So, where are you going?
I'm going to Scotland and
Woohoo!
I will be studying with my mentor, Rebecca Gordon, and a group of other people. We've been invited to go out there, and Scotland is considered the birthplace of Venus. And it's so interesting that we've been talking about Venus and Libra. And, the things that she's got us doing, the topics that we're going to be covering are really intense, deep dive. Um, uncovering things about yourself and being comfortable speaking them, being comfortable being them. Um, and allowing them to be in harmony and peace. That's a really big thing for me. I'm Scorpio. I'm all about just keep my shit in till I need to get it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and get it out. But to see the other side of it, to see that Scorpion side of it where it's exposed and it's in its uniqueness. And um, I'm not daring you to step on me and squish me, but I'm letting you know that I'm here without a sting. I don't need to have the sting. You can see all my beauty and my uniqueness in what I am, just as I am. So it's about owning that portion of you as well. So I'm really, really excited about it. Moon rituals, Melinda dance ritual. It's just going to be over the moon. I'm so super excited.
That's
I
so
can't
cool.
wait to hear about it. I'm so happy for you. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's going to be so neat. And I didn't know that it was the birthplace of like Venus. I feel like you've had a very Venus related year this year.
And it's funny because this is a ninth, this for me, this is Mars. This is my birth year kind of is in Mars right now. So it's interesting that I'm bringing in a lot more of that receptivity and that beauty and that harmony
The
to
balance.
balance out that Marsian, because I can be militant Heck yeah. People mistake me for being in the military all the time.
Yeah, well, yeah, how cool. The natural balance. Yeah, so exciting for you. And I was saying the other day, which kind of got this idea, whenever I go somewhere abroad, I always like to go to malls, grocery stores, and McDonald's because I like to see how other places in the world treat those experiences. And I feel like you can tell a lot about a culture, especially by their like malls and grocery stores and how people are acting and like, are people going there to be efficient or are people going to like spend time? And yeah, it's just super interesting. And the McDonald's is just fun because I feel like other countries have healthier guidelines. And so it's interesting to like eat, I don't know, the cheap meal and see like what it's like. Um, it's really funny. I'm like thinking when we traveled to New Zealand a few years ago, we went to the McDonald's there and it was so good, but it's because they're a little island. So they have to like have all their own fresh like meat and produce and everything. So it just tasted great. And like their beef tastes different because their cows eat on their hills and it's certain grass and all this stuff. And it's just fun. So yeah, those are my my experiences in other countries, which is always fun. So I don't know, does anything come to mind, Melinda? Like when you think of travel or abroad grocery? I mean, you spent a lot of time in Greece, and what's the Greece grocery store experience different from our own?
Well, my experience of it was like, the neighborhood grocery store is a place where you know who works there and they know you in a way that's feels different than here or that I haven't really encountered here. Um, they know, you might get to know people and I don't know, it's more personal. So like when it was during the pandemic and like my mom went to the grocery store every day for a social experience, even with a mask. Okay. But like it was a place like everybody knows her and knew her. And like it was just like, so it was a social experience, not just a shopping experience. So I appreciate that about, not everybody necessarily has that. You can still go to an impersonal grocery store in Greece, but you will find in neighborhoods, there's the Alphavita, which is the one of the chains, which means AB, like alphabet, Alphavita grocery store. That's our favorite in the neighborhood where we live. And it's not huge, it's not overwhelming, but it has a lot of great fun stuff. The grocery stores in other countries that I've been to. I mean, the thing about in Greece, like since I grew up there, it doesn't have the feeling of like this is foreign to me because I grew up there. So I don't go in and I'm like, oh my God, everything's written in another language because I learned that language already. So I'm like got familiar with, but it is fun to see the packaging of American product things with Greek letters and stuff like that. So there is that, but like it's fun when you go somewhere completely new that's foreign to you and you go in the grocery store and have that hit of like I will immediately the first place I like to go is the area where children shop for their like school supplies. Like there's like a notebook area.
Surprise, surprise.
Such a nerd.
I know.
Me too.
I go there first.
And
I'm like,
use here.
I don't just go there. I'm like,
Notebooks,
I'm gonna get the cheapest notebook, and that's like usually like my favorite thing for like the next 3 months. It's like what are the kids getting to write their stuff on, and I love that. Love seeing the binding and the Oh my
smell of
gosh,
Really
the
like going into,
paper.
do you
smell
sniff
and
the
the
binding as well? I
lines.
mean,
Oh
let's talk
my
about this here.
God. It's
Talk about
just so
Is
Venetian
it
pleasures.
fun.
metal? Is it plastic?
And then
Ooh.
I like to go, like I go smell like down the lotion aisle. You know, I want to know what, like the Nivea, like I don't know how you pronounce it because I don't know. Nivea. Well, that's a Greek, like that's how the Greeks would. But you just like, what's the local? What's the again, I go to like what the cheapest thing is sometimes just to go like, what's the basic staple of this
Yeah.
thing here? And like, and I smell it and I'm like, oh my God, you know, it's so good. Everything. I haven't been disappointed in a foreign grocery store ever.
Yeah.
And I know this is a universal topic everybody loves because of, as usual, I did my Reddit research on this and oh my God, you know, people are absolutely in love with going shopping abroad and have a lot of opinions. And what I discovered was that I have to go to Iceland. I
Oh,
do want to anyway I want to bathe in cold water and then go in hot water and then cold water and then hot water.
We'll watch you and
Okay.
hold on to your bathrobe so that you come out.
yeah. We'll keep your stuff warm.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna do that.
Maybe
Come on.
I'll dip my
Come
toe.
on.
A toe,
No,
but
this
I'm
is
not putting my whole
I'm,
body in.
oh, come on.
I don't
Okay.
even like
Maybe.
cold water on my belly. When I have to I got into the water yesterday trying to demonstrate butterfly to somebody, and the water was cold in Florida. I know. I was like, oh, I don't like this. And then when it came to my belly, I was like, oh no. But I got in. But yeah, so yeah, you're talking ice cold, like girlfriend. You know, maybe Rosalyn. I mean, if we're going all the way
Maybe.
there,
If
we
we're
should
going to
just do it.
Oh, you're
Iceland,
gonna do
All
it.
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
If you make the
Okay.
trip, I'll go in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sounds like a
Well,
plan.
we're gonna do that, and we're gonna go to a place called Bónus.
Mhm.
Apparently, this is what everybody's talking about on the Reddit. And it's like
On the Reddit.
apparently they have a really cool shopping bag too that everybody wants to have. It's like recyclable and I think their logo might be some kind of a drunken pig or something, but I don't know. It made me just start to dream. Also, I read that the 7-Elevens apparently in Tokyo and Bangkok are
Mm.
and Thailand, like there's apparently a million Kit Kat flavors in these places.
You
Really?
never know what you'll find.
Ew. And apparently there's a gluten-free bakery in Italy and in very I'm getting off topic, but as per usual.
Not Melinda.
Not me.
Like, I'm going to incorporate all the
What?
knowledge.
Yeah, we could talk about it all. We're gonna play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think the other thing that comes to mind, and then you guys take it, is the story of my husband Sasha, his story about grocery store in another country. So he grew up in Czechoslovakia in the 1950s. Really, like he's from circus family. They basically lived in a wooden wagon at around, and the circus tent traveled day to day. And I mean, it was a hard life, actually. You know, this was a state circus, very, very poor, not a lot to eat. Um, and like he talks about how, you know, the kids, they didn't even get fruit, that the monkeys in the circus got the special fruits because they were a big attraction to the show and they were fed got the oranges. And that one of the greatest kindnesses that Sasha remembers from his childhood was the monkey trainer slipping fruit for the monkeys to him and his sisters,
Mm.
which is just the most sweetest, beautiful story. And that one of Sasha's favorite things to do now is go to grocery stores. I mean, literally, like, so it's a huge topic around our house. Like, it's his daily hobby, really. And I'm just not even lying, like, almost every day. He's retired now, okay? So it's like his job, but to go to the grocery store. But it just, for him, it represents like the bounty, like the what a gift. Like he grew up hungry, you know, he grew up without in the scarcity of food. And then he'll never forget his first grocery store when his family got a contract and got permission to leave the country and go to Finland and Norway and Sweden. They had like a Scandinavian contract and they had to get permission from the state to go. And this, they were told, okay, you can go, but you have to send us back half of your salary. Like it was just like, and they were like, oh, sure. Okay. You know, well, they didn't know they weren't ever going back, but the very first grocery store in the Scandinavian country, I think it might have been Finland, the first one. Sasha's like it was like his jaw dropped, like he saw fruit that was out of season piled high, and it just like blew his mind. And every time I go to any grocery store, I feel him in awe. I can just tap right into like that awe because that's one of my favorite stories of his of all time. So just that like gratitude for it. I mean, it's also like now I'm like, you know, it's better that we probably eat the fruit that's in season. It's good. We're totally out of touch with Mother Earth, you know, in terms of like what is really coming up from the earth right now. And maybe that is good for us to be ingesting what is, you know, happen, you know, like, I don't know. That's another conversation, but that's
Right.
that.
Kind of like the honey. Get the honey
Yeah.
around the area that you
Yeah.
live to help you with your allergies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, honey. Don't get me started.
Sorry,
Okay.
get started on that.
So I agree with that idea, but also if I don't have my Cretan honey, Crete, Greece, island of Greece, everyone, Cretan honey.
It's the best.
If you could all just go to Crete with me right now, I will take you to where you get the Cretan honey. It is so thick, it is amber, it drizzles like a rope. And so it will heal.
Iceland,
It will heal.
Crete. We've got this
Iceland.
list
We've got a
going.
big bucket list going.
Yeah, we have to let's go.
Let's go.
And well, you're going to Scotland first, so
True. Very true.
just can't wait to hear about what you get at the grocery store there. So maybe you could
know.
send back a little message about it.
Pictures or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love your story about Sasha because I think we really take it for granted that we can just walk in and basically get anything that we need at our local grocery store. I also really like how you brought up your neighborhood store that your mom would go to, because I think especially the European countries that I've been to, it's so different when you live in like a walkable city. And I feel like you do make those connections with like locals that work at a cafe or a grocery store. Like it's very special that you can just walk down and like, yeah, know the people that are behind the counter. And I'll say the grocery stores that I really loved were the ones that were like in Italy, or even some of the ones that I saw like in Croatia. It's just, yeah, it's so neat that you can just walk down. People are so friendly and you just grab your little bits. You know, people come in with like their one little tote bag and then they just get like what they need for the day. And like, I don't know, it just seems
Daily
less
shopping.
Yeah, it's like less wasteful, and yeah, it's just so fun to see. And I was remembering too, and I looked it up in my pictures, in Venice, when we went to Venice, we just stumbled into this like, you know, neighborhood store and walked in, and it was like frescoes like painted on the ceiling, like arched ceilings, and like the aisles definitely looked built like after the fact and temporary almost, but it's like an old theater, like a historic theater that they turned into a grocery store, and it's like famous for that. But it's just stuff like that. It's like you don't see that every day here in the US. And I don't know, it makes the mundane experiences very special. So yeah, I love those. So fun. Makes me want to go find another store like that.
That's just sounds that sounds like the most beautiful supermarket
Yeah, it was really
or
cool.
grocery store. I shouldn't say. There's a difference between the supermarket and the grocery store, I think.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh
The
boy,
names,
here's
the
a
names are
topic.
confusing. In New Zealand, they call a small store a dairy. And I was like, at first when we heard it, we're like, is that just where you get milk? But no, it's like a convenience store that has all your basics, like a neighborhood store that has all your basics, but they say the dairy. It's
That's
just
good.
like
That's cute.
interesting.
I didn't, yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's just the sweet daily staple store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think we have just talked about a lot of interesting things today. And I'm super, super excited for you, Adrienne, and your trip. And I hope it's wonderful. And I guess what we can hope that people take away today is maybe be a little bit more grateful when you walk into your grocery store and you find all the things that you want. And two, just, yeah, I don't know, maybe how can you find something magical or interesting or surprising in your daily routine, even though you're kind of used to your normal that you always have. Um, but yeah, that's us for today, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks as usual. And we just hope that you step into this next couple of weeks with everything going on to the stars, being gentle with yourself, really letting go any, feelings of shame or negative emotion, and being open to seeing yourself in your true light, and making the choices that really resonate with you and help you feel like you are becoming who you want to become. So we will see you all in a couple weeks. Bye.
Yes.
Care, everyone.
See you,
Allow the
everybody.
sting.
Allow the sting and enjoy your breaths.
Breathe.
Breathe. And I will stop there before we go back to 7th grade. Love you.
Oh, yeah, you're right.